Hey, welcome to Dishin with Debbie. And who among us has wonderful memories of those ooey gooey crispy treats with the rice cereal and the butter and the marshmallows? I think we all love those. I still love them even as an adult. And so with the kids back in school and back in the routine, I thought we would make something that's kind of a play on that with a couple of little changes, and I'll tell you what's in it next. So here's what you're gonna need. Typical marshmallows, that's in the regular recipe, some butter, and here are the couple of changes that we made. We added some peanut butter and we swapped out the rice cereal for some corn flakes. I'll tell you what inspired that while I make it. So what I'm doing first is I've got a big pot on the stove that I'm heating over medium heat, and I have 3 tablespoons of butter in there and about a 1/4 cup plus a big spoonful of peanut butter. And we're just going to let that melt together and melt down. And I'll tell you the story about where these came about, what inspired them. When I was in school a million years ago in elementary school, every now and then the cafeteria would treat us to these crispy treats that had the peanut butter and cornflakes instead of the rice cereal, and I just thought they were fantastic. And so I thought that's a really good after school snack that we could do for our kids now. So that's what it's going to become. After this gets melted down, then we're going to stir in the whole bag of marshmallows, and I've measured out about 6 cups of the cornflakes that we'll stir in. And I'll go ahead and mention that I spray everything really good with cooking spray because these things, as you know, get really sticky. Even the pan that they go into, the spatula that I use, my hands when I'm having to mold them into the shape. So that just makes it a lot easier for cleanup and less mess. So I'm going to continue to stir. Next step, this is all melted and in goes a whole bag of marshmallows. Now we're going to work pretty quickly here because this doesn't take long, and once everything is good and going, you don't have a lot of time to work before it starts getting solidified. So we get these in there and get these all melty, and once that happens, we pour in our 6 cups of cornflakes. So they keep going. Get the bag out of the cornflakes. Telling you, I'm a messy cook. Sometimes that's what it takes. So I'll wait and let these get melty before I pour in the cornflakes. Okay, I'm getting my workout here. This is the most cardio I've done in a while. But this is what it looks like now that it's all melted and it's ready to receive the cornflakes. So in those go. Stir those up. Try to keep them all in the pot. They're going to want to jump out on you. But it's okay. They're not going anywhere. It's hot. We'll keep this all going. We'll be back to finish it. Okay, so here we go. I've sprayed my hands so everything's slipping out. But you have to do that because now we're going to, wait a second. We're going to grab this because as we learned before, it's hot. We're going to do this. Pour this out onto a sheet that's been sprayed and it's lined with parchment. And then it's when we get to get our hands in before it sets up. And we get to form it into a nice rectangle that after it sets up for about 20 minutes, we can cut into some nice squares. So it doesn't have to be perfect. We get it as close as we can to square it off. Once we get that the way we want it and the thickness we want it, then we will just let it sit on the counter for a while and it will firm up. We'll have ourselves a nice after school snack. So we'll be back when that's ready. So we've let these set up for about 20 minutes now. They're good and firm, and I'm just using, you can use a knife, whatever you have. I'm just using one of these little scrapers that makes it a lot easier, and it kind of made it easy for me to get the edges squared off when I was molding it. Just cut whatever size you want, and then you've got this crispy treat that's full of butter and marshmallow and cornflakes and peanut butter and okay, this is good. I'm gonna be here a while.